Hey guys, it's the Camel again and welcome to the big summer update 1.3 of Planet Coaster. Do I sound a little bit hyped? Okay, maybe I am a little bit hyped. And I will now give you a really quick overview about the new features because, and that's the reason why this will be pretty quick, and I don't want to spend too much time into, going into those single things, and this is also the reason why we jump into the one I just played a few seconds ago and I forgot to record my sound. I'm feeling really bad about this, but I just noticed in time, so that's not too bad. But before we go into resuming to this park over there, I'm quickly showing you what's new, basically about the career mode, because you guys will get, as you can see over here, I already clicked it, 3 new scenarios. The first one, and the entire scenario set, is Missy Elliott's Roundup. It's a hard one in general, and you have 3 different scenarios. The first one is Missy Elliott's Diner, which is Miss Ellie's Diner, sorry, which is basically a location from a kind of old pit stop, like motel, and wooden coasters going around there, and you just have to manage that one. But quickly, let's read out what this text says. Miss Ellie's Diner has some great facilities, including a big wooden coaster for a spot of excitement, but its remote location means it doesn't see many visitors, and its potential isn't being realized. Can you build on this location and draw in the crowds? So that's basically a question. The next one, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but this is the one where I have some buildings in, and I'm so proud of this. I'm so happy. But anyways, let's read this out. Goldmine Tower. Some poor fella bought this mine from a prospector and took out some big loans to pay for it. Turns out it was a scam. The Vermine had settled the mine. Now he's trying to turn it into a tourist attraction with some fireworks. He was given an old West-style streets, but it's not doing as well as he hoped, and he needs your help. So this is also related to the new fireworks, which are in this update. So next up will be the Starship Hangar. This is basically, I do like this scenario really much because it's a combination of a really Western style, but also sci-fi, and this is really, it's working pretty nicely together. But anyways, they filmed some pretty famous movies out here in the desert. It kind of looks like Mars, don't it? Okay, it was a question, well, it doesn't matter. The place isn't much in demand anymore. It's all CGI these days. But the company doesn't want to let it go. They want you to turn it into a theme park instead. So that's a pretty nice idea, having a movie set, which is, I think, also the part of this one. It's also kind of a little bit of a movie set, but this one is pretty much more like a big movie set area where you should build your park of your dreams in. So I think this is a pretty nice addition to the scenarios. As you can see, I haven't played it much. I actually played it just for the beginning to just test it, but I'm the guy of sandbox mode, and this is where I'm just going to show you there is a new kind of little thing over here, which is custom biomes. And we are going to reload my other one, but I can just show you what you can do. You can just select one of those 6 presets, which we all know already, but then you can just click in and change the texture to the texture you like. So do you want to have 8 different rock textures? Well, just select all of the different rock textures. Maybe you shouldn't select it twice. Oh no, I didn't. So maybe let's check this one and this one and also this one. I don't know, do we have one duplicated? No. So for example, we have now all the different rock textures, and you just have one hell of a rocky area. And then you just could click start this new one, and you would be basically in a pretty complete new biome, which is great, I guess. So you can also, as you can see over here, I don't know if that, wait, my parks is over here. Okay, somehow I think you can also change the biome with your saved games, but since I'm not too sure about it, I'm not going to tell you anything right now. I will link down the patch notes so you can just see that in detail as well. Okay guys, here we are now in an empty park. Sorry, I just need to change my mind for a second because my autosave was gone, so we have to at least do it again over and over again. But doesn't matter. But now, before going into detail with coasters, for example, I will now show you guys how they have made a little update to the terrain editing interface, or maybe the options, which they haven't been talking about too much, but I think it's such a big and important change that I just wanted to show it to you. So I haven't changed the settings yet, so to show you how it was before. So for example, I wanted to paint the terrain over here in a rock texture, and you can see also, by the way, I made a custom biome over here, so we can also have some snow going on over here. And like before the update, it was like this. So if I'm now going to sculpt this and I want to make this one higher and this one lower, for example, and I click here, you can see, oh no, it's taking the grass texture. Why does it do it? You know? So there is a new option. You can go from auto paint to use selected, which then you can see actually does exactly the opposite. It now paints the bottom with the texture you have selected the last time, so just recently. So as I go over here and sculpt alongside, it uses this texture. And if I change now to this texture, and I'm going to do this over, wait, go here, and sculpt on over here, you can see it uses the rocks texture. That's good, that's pretty good, isn't it? But you know, there is one thing I was wondering then, when I saw this, I was wondering, okay, but now I just want to remain snow over here, so I don't want to go in here and change all the time again and, you know, click, click, click. That's a little bit annoying. And what did they do? They thought of it! And you can just go and click sampled. And what happens now is, if I click here, you can see, wow, it's taking the rock texture. You could guess, okay, I just selected it before, right? You know, it's selected. No, snow is selected. So why does it then take this one? Well, basically, because it takes the information directly from the point where you're clicking the first time. So if I go now in here and sculpt, we've got snow. Do I click here? We've got rock. Isn't that cool? It's cool. And now you can make some really nice blending, you know, like, look at this. You can make some really nice blending. Just click where you want and then you blend those in. If you just decide, oh no, I just want to have this all rocky, just go like this. And if you see, okay, now on the bottom part there should be a little bit more snow, just do this. There you go. It's simple. I think that will change the way how you do terrain work so much more. So like really, I just could imagine, like, you just need to shape out the mountain a tiny little bit, and then you could just like go slightly like just drop it on top, and there we go. We have some snow on top of it. And now this is a little bit too much over here, so let's get this away a second, and there we go. It's, you know, it's blending super amazing. Of course, you can do some detail work then later on, no doubt about it. But this change, it really changes a lot. It really changes a lot. Okay, but anyways, that's already about this. Before going into scenery, which will be then the last thing we do, I'm going quickly to show you the coasters. And since I've prepared that already last time, I will now quickly search for all of them. So the first thing we have is the Power Up. It's called Power Up. It's basically a launched coaster. As you can see over here, the car is slightly changed, and I love the new beams. Know how they're called? The little bars over here to hold the people. They are looking so amazing. It's so modern. It's so like, it looks really strong, like to kind of help holding down the people so that they can really hold up to the forces, which will be definitely appear to this launched coaster. But you can also, instead of having a pretty much standard track layout with this kind of magnetic launch over here, oh no, it's just a propeller motor, I guess. Okay. But then you can go into two track piece modes, like this is the standard track 1 and this is the standard track 2. It's also pretty nice because it got different, or it's just a different type of coaster track, so that makes also a little bit of a nice addition to it. But you can also do, if I remove all of those now and build just this one, you can just go top and like this, and then build kind of all of these crazy loop-de-loops, whatever things going on. I think they're over here somehow. No, not really. crazy things over here again. But I think you got it. You just could build like this top over here and go down again on the other side and just reconnect it to your coaster. That should be it also about the power. Let's just quickly look at the coaster car itself again, because they always do such an amazing work on the cars. Like, the detail is just amazing. I know that all of those really crazy coaster enthusiasts out there, they will have some criticism on the car models itself, but I think we always have to keep in mind that they don't own all of the rights, in terms of legal rights of the actual real life ones, so this might be also a reason why they can't do it like one by one. But anyways, this is the next one. I don't want to build this one actually, because I think this is, I love how this one is executed, by the way, and it's just not my type of coaster, I have to say. That's all, but I think a lot of people will be really happy to have this one. I think I don't have to mention that again, the detail and the amount of passion and you know, dedication they spend into making a coaster look like this one is just, it's just a crazy one. Okay, so next one, and then we just can skip over those, will be the Gnaler. And the Gnaler is kind of a special one, because it's actually not really a new coaster, because it's a very simple wooden coaster. There we go. I'm not going to do more. But the car, you can already see, the car on it is different. And this is, I mean, like, let's call it by its name. It's definitely a GCI version of the wooden coaster car. So you can now make a GCI layout and actually use a GCI car, which is, I think, for most of those coaster enthusiasts, a good thing to have. And you can also paint. Now, as you can see, this is a white one. What just happened with the game? Yes, you can paint wooden coasters. Isn't that great? You want to have a green one? Let's do a green one. You want to have a pink one? Maybe? Pink one? Let's do a pink one. Why not? It's red, actually. Let's make it pink. Pink. Pink is always good. There we go. It's pink. It's purple, kind of. But yeah, why do I do this? Anyways, you can also have now, and just starting to talk about cars, the next two coasters are pretty much, and if you just look at the little thumbnails down here, you can also see what's going on, because the looping coaster is basically the Trident Boomerang Coaster, but on a standard aerodynamics, I would say, coaster track. So on the basic American Aero track, which is obviously a hint to the American aerodynamics general, like original steel coaster track. But you can see it's nothing changed. The track is pretty much the one you know from the Aero one, but the car on top of it is the modern one. And this is one of the most requested things, because people were kind of, okay, we now have the Boomerang Coaster with the modern car, and why can't we just have the aerodynamics, like the old standard version of it with the new car on it? And what did they just do? You can see we do now have a Boomerang Coaster with the American Aero car on top of it. Of course, both of these cars are slightly changed to match up to their needs as a Boomerang Coaster. So to be able to use the lift system, they need to have this little kind of piece at the end to make the connection to this little car, which drags you to the top of it. And yeah, so pretty much that's it. And those are the 5 new coasters in the game. Obviously, the 2 are completely new. This one is the wooden coaster with a new car in it, and those 2 are just swapped places in a way. Both of them we already had, but we have now 2 different kind of cars, which is cool, I guess. So now let's go into the flat ride section and quickly place down those as well. And now let's get back some light, because I think it's better to see in daylight. So first of all is the Iron Claw. I just place them down for a second. Yeah, please go away. So that's the Iron Claw. Then we do have this Skywatcher, which is a very, very huge sky tower. I will show you in a second. And let's now place down the last one as well, because this is kind of this swinging spaceship, which is called, I have forgotten how to call it. Oh, that's the Blackout. So there we go. You can see, let's put them all on test for a second, so you can see those in action. Okay, there we go. So you can see the Iron Claw, and I don't want to move too close to it because the music then will be pretty loud, I guess, and maybe you can't hear my voice then. Let's hit pause for a second. So this one is basically a really standard flat ride, but it's an amazing flat ride because I think it's a, yeah, it's kind of a classic, even though it's not that old, but it's a classic, and I think you can use that all over the place in your park, no matter which kind of themed area you're gonna place it in, but it's fitting like in most of the areas. Of course, it's looking a little bit more modern, but I think it, of course, it's as always, you can recolor it, no question about this. Then we do have the Sky Watcher, which is basically an observation tower, which is, it's so huge. That's maybe, yeah, it's just very huge. But one thing I wanted to show you in detail is look at how amazing the wood texture inside of this thing looks. I'm such a big fan of it, and I hope we get this texture in the game, maybe to 1 or 2 wooden pieces. I love how those little scratches work together with the entire thing. I'm just a big fan of the interior design of the Skywatcher Tower. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the London Eye cabins things, how they're called. I don't know how the little boards are called, but it's kind of inspired by those, I would say. But no matter if or not, it's just looking amazing. And then the last one, the Blackout, is kind of this swinging pirate ship in a new kind of theme, because it's basically a spaceship and it just goes completely 360 degrees around. And yeah, this one is obviously not fitting for all themed areas, but for pretty much all users in sci-fi or modern area, you can use this. And as always, the execution in terms of 3D model is amazing. And one thing I like in particular is, and I will just quickly try to hit pause on the right spot to go on the knees, you can see how those tires work as kind of an engine to push this ship forth and back. And you can see that it, you know, it's just hitting the tire like how it is supposed to be. Okay, it's going a little bit inside of it, but you know, it's, you know, it should have some connection, because otherwise it wouldn't be pushed. But now as we go, you can see it's even moving. Look at this. That's just how it is supposed to be, right? This is dedication, guys. That's how it has to look like. I mean, you don't even have to do it, actually. It might be already enough if you have this one and those tires are moving, because if this one goes down, I don't think that many people will look like from this angle to see this. I mean, we are going to theme this one anyways, but they just do, and this is amazing. This is why this game is so amazing. Anyways, let's quickly continue. So much stuff to show. That's really, I'm feeling like going to a marathon somehow like this. But yeah, so the next thing I'm gonna show you is some of the scenery stuff, and therefore I'm going to use one of my buildings I prepared for the update. Let's go with this one, and let's place it down, delete this one. I think this should be enough. So this is a kind of a little asset I made for the summer update park, the Gold Mine Tower. I don't know if it's used or not. I'm not sure if I have seen that one. I'm not too sure about it. Anyways, but now I'm going to show you some more of those new scenery objects, because in the scenery tab there is something new. Actually, we have special effects as always, but we have no fireworks. Crazy stuff, right? We've got fireworks. So I'll go and place them down, and I'll add them to this building, because adding those to the building will lead us to a new option in the game, which I am super happy about, because this wasn't working before. So I'm really happy about this. And now let's place this one, or maybe over here. Okay, so it shouldn't be too good now, but I think that's not too bad. Actually, you can recolor all of those assets as well. So for example, if I do all of these in white, you will pretty much see, first of all, of course, this one is changing color itself, but you will see later on that the color of the firework is changing itself as well. So now, how can we do this firework? We are now in the building, those are in here, you can see, okay, activate on trigger, wow, that's cool, okay. But we can now build a display sequencer. It's even got its own tab. So this little thing over here, it looks really tiny, but it is so important. So if we place that one down and select this one, bam, there you go with a big menu. So we have the overview, we've got the sequencer itself, which we can see later on what it does. Then we do have cameras, which I'll come to in a second, finances and music as well. Crazy, isn't it? Music, cool. I'll come to this in a second as well. But first of all, this now is the sequencer. And if we go now make trigger sequence, then you can see I can now go and add a group. So first of all, let's call this group saddle, because it's a saddle group because my saddle over there is in. Then the next one we can do is connect objects to the group. So now let's connect this one and hold down Control, you can select more. Wow, isn't that great? You don't have to click them all single ones as it was before. You can now grab all of those. And you know what? You can even grab those and it won't grab all of the other stuff. Actually, it grabs those two down here, which I don't need, but holding down Shift, no, it's not Shift, it's Control, you can select and deselect them again. So isn't that amazing, guys? So it's so simple now to just drag along and select them. And you see all of them and just confirm and they're in. That's so nice. And as you can see as well, now the overlay is also a little bit nicer. You can see this red outer line. It says which one is the one you're going in here. And now we can just go in and put some numbers in so that it's not working at the same second. And we can now make the entire group, as well as inside the group there is kind of the little delay, but you can also make a group delay, which then makes the group wait for 2 seconds, and then inside the group the things are waiting for 1 second. So if I reckoned correctly or counted correctly, then this first thing should have 3 seconds delay in total. We will see in a second. But first of all, this is as it is. And now as we can click done, this is first of all done. So if we go back into the sequencer, there is a tab which is called cameras. And now you can edit a camera. And what it does is basically it looks like as if you do a blueprint, right? And you have to select the camera as a little thumbnail. But now you can add camera positions. So for example, let's add this one. Let's add this one. We can also add this one. And then we can also add, for example, this one. Okay, so now we have a few camera perspectives. So as this is done, we turn it now to night mode, PM, there it's a little bit more dark. And then we go in and select our little right sequencer. And we can now hit play trigger sequence. It will then automatically play the trigger. But the cool thing now is I hit play, go into the camera display mode, and we wait for a second. And then it should start actually, but nothing happens because is the game on pause? Oh yeah, the game was on pause. I'm so sorry for that. But now we can skip through the different camera angles with the arrow keys, and you can see the firework just worked. Isn't that great? So if we do it again, because I failed a little bit, we go back into the sequencer. There we go. I set the delay to 3 seconds. Maybe we just not go into the camera first of all, but just hit play, and you can see 1, 2, 3. Now it should start. Yeah, there we go. First one, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last thing is going on as well. There you go. That's how it works. And if you now want to see this one without anything like the menu or the UI in your way to film it, you can just quickly play and click on the camera, select the one you want to have. I want to have this one right now because it's so high. And there you go. You can watch your firework. Obviously, you should position your camera in a way that you can see the firework, because it's basically would be clever, isn't it? Wouldn't it? So yeah, that's how this works. And I think the best thing is that they now let us put this inside a building, because actually you can see now, wow, this entire thing is just crazy. And if we just now copy this building, whoa, what's just going on? There you go. We've got 2 sequencers. This one, play this one. And it's gonna play. And we go into this one. Select the sequencer. Wait, select the sequencer. And play this one. 1, 2, 3. And it's playing those. Okay. That's also good to know. I thought it would now play those, but as you can see, okay, you might then just add the new ones. But it doesn't really matter, because like the setup is already done, and all you have to do then is just click those away. Oh wait, I was just in the completely wrong tab. You just go in here and do the edit mode again, and just delete this one, add a new group, add group, like this one again, and then you just confirm it again, and there you go. So basically it's pretty easy now to create yeah, just sequencer modes, and it made the entire work with triggers so much more easy, I guess. Wow, what a rush. Okay, next up, guys, and that's the last thing I'm gonna do, because I will then make a dedicated video just for billboards as well. But now, as we can see, here are some pretty decent billboards, and I will just place them down for a second. You can see I love Frontier. Sorry, I just have to say I love them. Why do I love them? Well, because they did one thing. They implemented a lit screen, and they implemented a matte screen. And what does it mean? Well, if we go into the night view, nothing, it really seems to be kind of the same, right? Actually, if we now go in and put down the tiki chiki, oh wait, I just moved it again. So you can see tiki chiki is in there, alright? So billboard is there. And if we now make exactly the same over here, oh wow, this one is lit. So this is really looking like an LED screen, while this is just kind of a billboard. The best thing about this, guys, and you will see now in the other video, which is coming on, I think about half an hour later than this one, maybe even a little bit more later, I don't know, but it will be there today. You can pretty much then implement a movie as well, and you can do this on both. So if we click on movie, and you have got Chief Beef, this and this. Before going even more into detail in the next video, I'm just going to say this, actually this is a game changer. Not the billboard itself, no. This is the game changer, that we have a lit version and a non-lit version. And why this is the case, I'm going to explain in the next video about the billboards itself. But I love how those guys in Frontier do think. I think they know their community, and I think they know what we are up to. So wow, thank you. By the way, one thing you can also notice over there, you can fully change the direction and orientation of the fireworks. So you can place them however you want. You can also shoot at people, or maybe shoot down to the downside. So it's no problem. We have also some new scenery pieces, and I'm just quickly plopping them down because I don't want to look too much into it. We've got this new inflatable stuff over here, which is unfortunately not changeable in terms of color, but I just needed to show those because holy crap, how well they are made. Holy crap, this is true art. I mean, like, you can really tell these are inflatable things. Crazy. I hope they will add some more in the future, maybe even more some generic ones to put them into each other. That would be so amazing. We've got some balloons, which we can also recolor. This is pretty cool. So you want to have one hell of a neon green, you can do it also like this. No problem about this. And then, why did I close this tab? And we can also make like daylight again, AM. So there we go. You've got those star. How's this one called? The normal banner with the American flag on it, which is pretty nice because you just have some little moving flags. You know, they're just little little movement in the wind, which is, I think it's pretty nice. Of course, as always, you have different sizes and different forms, so you can blend them in together, and it's just working like crazy. Then we do have this confetti cannon, which is a pretty nice one. You can also activate on trigger, and it shoots some, yeah, confetti. I like this one, even though it's a little bit stupid and I don't know what to do with it. I like it. Sometimes those little tiny stupid things are the best in the game, right? And then there is one more thing I wanted to show you before we then end this video and go into the next one. What's this kind of grayish stuff over here? Let's see. Large customizable hanging flag. What is this? Basically, guys, this is a flag, or at least it's the template of a flag, which is waving, and you can put on every image you want. Why did I just change this? Wait, let's, for example, oh, okay, I'm always changing. Anyways, there you go. This is the image, and you can even put down the movie, which is a little bit strange because it's moving, but you can, at least you can. But let's stick to the image, and now let's quit this for a second, because the best thing is it has this kind of little kind of clothes feel to it, and it does move. It does move just slightly, but it moves. And the good thing about it is you can use this one for so many things. You can kind of make curtains now, really animated curtains with kind of the texture you want. You can make like your coaster station have, instead of walls, just some curtains to make, for example, in African areas, you can have those. It's amazing, I think. But yeah, that should be it for the little overview. I hope you enjoyed, and we see each other in the next video, which will be in a few minutes already, about the billboards in detail. See you then, guys. Bye bye.